got to talk about Manchester United. I don't want to. What on earth has happened there? What have I just seen? I tell you what, there'll be a lot of Man United fans. Well, maybe not travelling too far. We know we've got a lot of fans in London, but there'll be a lot heading back to Manchester. Fantastic support again, singing at 4-0 down. But how many times are we going to keep doing this? I put it on Twitter earlier. Over the last 12 months, we've been beaten comprehensively 7 times. I'm talking 4-0s against Brighton. I'm talking last season. 4-0 against Brentford today, Leicester, Watford, Liverpool twice, Man City. And it's the same players. It's the same players. Maguire as captain, Bruno playing 90 minutes, Rashford, Luke Shaw starting. McTominay gets dropped and then gets brought back on instead of Garner or Donny. Ten Hag subbing his substitute, subbing his new signings in Martinez and Malacia not starting. There's just weird goings on at Manchester United, and nothing more so than what has been an absolutely disgusting summer transfer window. Richard Arnold was sat there. We saw him on the TV. He is the CEO. He is the CEO of this football club. John Murtagh brought Ralph Rangnick in to rebuild the club, sacked him, and then took the job on himself to rebuild the club. And it's been a total and utter mistake. A mistake. Loads about the Glazers. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of calls about that. But for me, this Manchester United fan base needs to unify. Forget all the little, you don't like this player, I don't like that player. You're from here, you're from there. This fan base needs to unify and jump on this opportunity to remove the Glazers. Then we can remove the CEO, the director of football, most of the coaches, most of the board, and most of the players, and cleanse this football club from top to bottom. Because I tell you what, I was watching that game today. You're 4-0 down to Brentford. Well done to Brentford, by the way. I don't want to disrespect Brentford. I don't want to disrespect Brighton. They thoroughly deserve to beat us last week and this week. But Brentford are not a team that are beating anybody 4-0 at half-time, apart from Man United. Even Brentford fans would say, we're not that sort of team that goes and beats teams 3 or 4-0 at half-time. Manchester United have just hit another low with a brand new manager, a new CEO, and a brand new Manchester United, and we have just hit another rock bottom. This club needs rebuilding. The fans are fantastic. We've got the best away support. We've got an amazing set of fans worldwide. You've got people getting up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to watch that, and they've done it for years. The support's not going anywhere, but unfortunately, neither's the club. Things need to change, and it's going to be a long build. And I tell you what, a lot of people on this show and away have said, Ronaldo, you need to get rid of Ronaldo. Ronaldo's no good for United. Get rid of Ronaldo. If he doesn't want to be there, he's not bigger than the club. Get rid of Ronaldo. Well, maybe they were right. Maybe they were wrong. But was Ronaldo wrong? Is Cristiano Ronaldo wrong to say, I want to leave Manchester United? He's had one of the most decorated careers in world football. He's still a fantastic footballer. In June, he sees United have bought nobody and says, I want to go. There's no ambition here. He gets absolutely slaughtered for it. We start the season, we lose to Brighton, we lose to Brentford comprehensively. Does anyone disagree with Ronaldo now? He saw it coming. He was there last year. What we see as fans and the media are United performing badly. Ronaldo goes to work every day. He trains with these players. He communicates with these players. He knows their level. He knows what the level is at Real Madrid, Juventus, Portugal. He knows what a good coach is, and he also knows what the limitations of a good coach. He was always respectful of Ten Hag, but I think Ronaldo saw this coming. He knew, no matter how good Ten Hag was, he knew this squad. He knew these players. He knew the mentality, and he knew this was coming. And that is why, in June, when he saw hardly anybody sold, hardly anybody bought, he thought, this manager, he could be a combination of Sir Alex, Pep, Klopp, the lot. He is not going to succeed with these players. And Ronaldo saw it coming. And to be honest with you, you can't blame him for asking to leave, can you? So, look, that's my say. There's a lot more to be said as well. I want to get into the calls tonight. There's so much to talk about. There's other Premier League games as well. What a start for Arsenal. 2 wins in a row. That's a club that's building. You add 2 top-class players to a team that finished 5th and you progress. Surprise, surprise. Man City, thorough win against Bournemouth. Predictable, but a good start for them. And then Brighton and Newcastle, I thought that was an interesting draw as well. Both have had a good start to the season. It's nice that they've stayed unbeaten and a lot more. But first of all, I want to take your calls. Let's see what we've got. Man United fan, where do we actually? Okay, this is Ryan. Okay, let's take a call. Who we got?
Hello.
Ranveer, how you doing?
Hi there, not bad, buddy. How are you?
I'm terrible, Ranbir. Who do you support, and what are your thoughts on who you support? I'm hoping you're going to give me some thoughts on Manchester United.
That's correct. So I support Manchester United. I was born in 1990, so all I've seen is success. But all I can say right now is, since Sir Alex Ferguson has gone, there's been no desire, no fight, no passion at all. Even if we got relegated, I don't think we'd make the top 5. This is how serious it is. And everyone's talking about Ronaldo, Sancho, these new signings. No, I think the problem starts from De Gea. Because with him in our goal, the defence has no backing at the back. You know, there's no support, there's no confidence. He doesn't provide any confidence with his silly mistakes time and time again. Since the World Cup where Ronaldo showed him up, De Gea has been poor. Shot stopping means nothing. You can't claim a cross. There's no communication. And then you have players, for example, such as Rashford. He hasn't been good for the past 3 years. I understand he's British. I know he's a talent. I know he's come from the academy. But if you're not good enough, you shouldn't play in the first team squad. And it's a joke. I know we can go back to the Glazers. Yes, they've taken a lot of money out of the club. But there's no fight. There's no desire. It's simple, basic football. De Gea's passing it out to Eriksen when he can see that the attacker is closing him down. Like, there's no common sense, there's no communication, there's no fight. You know, De Gea, Ronaldo should leave. I actually feel sorry for him. I think we're ruining his career just because, you know, these new stars that have come in, Martinez, Malacia, these guys are quality players, but they've come into a squad that has zero confidence. Yeah, and now it's affecting them. I don't think even if we had Fergie coming back, we'd make it to top 4. It has to be drastic change. This is what Mourinho said about 5 years ago. Ragnick said it last year. Open heart surgery, I think, was his terminology. We've got a lot of rotten players here that need to go. It's despicable. I mean, I can't believe it. I think it's going to be a good 15 years before we win another trophy.
Thanks, Manville. That's a great start to the show. Get your thoughts in. I don't necessarily agree with everything Manville said there, but it's not necessarily about what I think, is it? Look, De Gea was poor today. He's right about Rashford. Look, I said this earlier and I'll say it on here. I think there's something sinister going on at Manchester United. I don't know what it is. We had these stories this week about PSG wanting Rashford and his representatives apparently being in Paris. And how is that different to Ronaldo wanting to leave? I didn't see a massive outcry in the media or ex-players that Rashford's been talking to Paris. But, I mean, that's basically he just wants a new contract. He was the invisible man today. He's not the only one. Bruno's been given a brand new contract. I don't know what's happened to him. He plays 90 minutes again. Maguire stays on the pitch. Martinez, a 55 million signing for Ten Hag. He subs him off at half-time. Malacia's a new signing. He starts Shaw, who was dreadful against Brighton and cost us a goal again today. I saw it with Rangnick. I've seen it with Ten Hag now. There's something going on at that club. It's almost, I don't know the inner workings of a club and a competent club at that, but Man United's not competent. There is player power. There's certain players who seem to play badly every week but start. McTominay was dreadful last week. He comes on again at half-time ahead of Donny and Garner, as I've said. Got some quotes coming in from Erik Ten Hag. He was asked about new signings. Yes, we need new signings. We need quality players. We will try and convince them to join us. And then he says, only when we stuck together will we overcome it. The manager is the main responsibility, and I take that. I worry about Ten Hag. I mean, look, maybe someone wants to call in and have a point about that. I worry about Erik Ten Hag. I'm firmly behind Erik Ten Hag. This fan base will be firmly behind Erik Ten Hag, but the doubts will start to set in. Manveer was talking about David De Gea there and he's passing out from the back. Look, it's a bit of a thing to do. You either like De Gea or you dislike De Gea. He was player of the year with Ronaldo for me last year. He was absolutely dreadful today. I don't carry agendas against any player. I like Luke Shaw. I like Bruno Fernandes. I like David De Gea. They're 3 of the players I do like, but they were dreadful today and have been dreadful for a long time in the case of Shaw and Bruno, and they need to be called out. But, you know, Ten Hag wasn't the popular choice. He was the popular choice with the fans. He wasn't the popular choice with certain Manchester United correspondents. They quite rightly can have a bit of a pop at him today in a subtle way and start saying, it's a big step up from the Eredivisie. You know, Eriksen as a CDM, what established Premier League manager? Would Thomas Tuchel do that? Would Pep Guardiola do that? Would Jurgen Klopp do that? Would Mikel Arteta do that? Would Ralph Hasenhüttl do that? Who would play Christian Eriksen as a number 6? And 2 goals did come from Eriksen. All right, the passes into him weren't great. He didn't deal with it well. Physically, he's not the right player to do that role. But Erik ten Hag thought Christian Eriksen could play as a number 6. It didn't work. Got our next caller. I want to fly into these tonight. Remember, you can call us on 03717 22 33 44. We're powered by the fans on talkSPORT, and I want to get your calls in tonight, as many as possible. Jake's ready to speak to us. Jake, what do you want to talk about?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Mate, I don't even know, to be honest.
Feeling how I'm feeling, right?
Yeah. Tell me what you think, Jake.
I've just been through a whole year. You know, there's just hurt going on throughout the whole thing, really. Martinez, everyone's banging on about Martinez not being, a great player because he's 5'9" and things like that. He won more headers than Maguire last season. He was doing really well at Ajax. He did really well in the Champions League again against all.
He got bullied. Hey, tell you what, Jake, though, I like him, but what did you think about the 4th goal up against Ben Mee? He got absolutely outdone there. I mean, that was a worry.
It was embarrassing. It is worrying. But again, his confidence has been struck. So he's gonna probably play like that. But I really can't see him being the problem, and I don't really know what that last guy was talking about with De Gea. He's been our the player of the season for the last 8 seasons or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing all round, really. Fernandes. When he first came in, he was a really bright star, and he's just kind of dropped off, throwing his hands up. Just a disappointing, guy, really. And McFred. I call them McFreds. They're basically one player doing one-man job. We need some youth, bring the guys that want to play for the club on the pitch, make them work hard, play for the win. That's what we need to do. I'm a big fan of Ten Hag. I think he could do it. He needs the backing from, the Glazers and the top. But we need some quality to come into the club. We need quality. There's no doubt about it. The guys aren't doing it. Pre-season was really good. I was feeling really positive as a United fan going into the season, but it's just disappointing again, really.
Thanks, Jake. Fantastic. I think Jake hits the point on the head there. I think the weird thing is, a United fan at the moment is we've been through this last year. It's not a surprise, but you expected a good summer transfer window. One of the big issues is, and I'm sure we've got Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, and other clubs fans listening in. If you look at the league table, we are at the bottom now after 2 games and on goal difference, and we've got Liverpool next, so we're probably going to get beat again. But if you look at the transfer spend window, we're not even in. I don't think we're in the top 6 for that. The club that needs to spend the most, we've hardly spent anything. So yeah, it's ridiculous. There's loads to talk about. Brian Harley on the live chat. Remember, you can tune in YouTube live chat, talkSPORT channel. Fernandes had his wages doubled a few months ago, and the thing is, Brian, we did double his wages, and his performance has halved the other way. There's something weird at Manchester United, and we need to figure out what it is, because that club needs changing from top to bottom. It really does.